Guys, and welcome back to another video. This is the Football Connect. I'm your host Sam, and we are back again with another one. So losing Sadio Mane came as a shock to all the Liverpool fans. Most of us, we did not expect to lose Sadio Mane like that. It came as a shock, and it left everyone wondering where exactly will Liverpool be next season. You know, I know the questions have not yet been answered at the moment, but we are getting the hints that we are perfectly gonna be fine. So in this video, I'm gonna be talking about what we lost in Sadio Mane and what exactly are the replacement and what Klopp and the team were working on to prepare so that they can be the perfect replacement for Sadio Mane, and how much this will help us going forward, because we at this moment as we speak, we are looking at the way we have started the season and how things were not really going according to what we want them to go. So before we go any further, do me a favor, click the like button, subscribe to the Connect, and let's get into the show. Hello guys, and welcome back to another video. This is Sam, and we are back again with the Football Connect. So Sadio Mane was one of the most important players in the Liverpool locker room. He played in this famous front three we created from the, since he joined Liverpool in 2016, 17, 18, when we got Mohamed Salah. They become the front three, which became one of the most loved in the world, with all the things we were doing and how much we were really affecting the play as we go far forward. Roberto Firmino playing as a false nine, being the guy who joined the things together. So the traditional front three became the best thing that was loved in world football. Man City were winning the league, but Liverpool had more fans, even though it is not really enough, but we were the most loved and the most watched team, and nobody has ever expected that we would lose Sadio Mane. We already know some of the reasons why he left the club. Of course, the money issue, because there were some problems with the money issue. But it seems like the season before this season came in to start, which is 22-2023, seems like he had made it clear to Klopp and the players and also his dressing room to let them know that he wanted to move on to a next club. All this is just history, and you know it already, and it's just me just repeating the most important thing. So what did we really lose in the field? Now with Sadio Mane, this is what happened. Mane and Salah were the first players. They moved on the left side and on the right side, but Sadio Mane was more forceful of the three, which meant he could bulldoze some players. In a way, we had a little bit of what we call the tummy. Is it Tammy? Not really, but what we had when Wolves, we talk about Adama Traore. That's a little bit of what Mane offered, and the skill that he had to also set up the passes and also score goals, setting up some crazy assists. Those are some of the things that we had into adding up. As Liverpool were attacking, they were like arrows. Andy Robertson and Trent Alexander-Arnold assisting was always easy, because these guys were always there at the end of the goals, finishing the goals and giving the things that we expect to see. So we lost that exactly when we lost Mane, because it meant that from the left and the right side, usually what used to happen, we used to confuse teams in terms of passing. For Trent Alexander-Arnold and Andy Robertson, when they're passing, or maybe the midfield, when we talk of the likes of Thiago Alcantara, Naby Keita, when they're setting the balls, it was always confusing to the players who were playing against us to know who are we going to give the ball, because wherever we give the ball, either on the Salah side or on the Mane side, the goal was going to be produced as something, and goals were coming from those sides. So what happens was this: when we lost Sadio Mane, left with Salah, we could see it in the Fulham game, and we saw it again in the Crystal Palace game, that it seems like we were only using one way more than the other side. So it means the Salah side was the most used side more than the Mane side, which now is now being used as the Diaz role, which is now the side where Luis Diaz works on the most. So the problem is this now. Players are easily able to detect and also are able to know what Liverpool are going to do before they even do it, because when you're using one side in terms of attacking, it's easy, they just put more people that side. That's why if you watch the Crystal Palace game and so forth, also the Fulham game, you would find that there were always 3 or 4 players in Salah's position whenever he gets the ball. So it means it becomes so hard for him to penetrate and actually be able to create the chances to move, so that the players who are now joining in, the Darwin Núñez, can be able to finish this. So now the question that a lot of the world were asking was this: can Liverpool be able to continue with this forward? And now they're asking these questions: can they do anything? Because it seems like now there's nothing that has been produced on the Salah side. What will happen with Liverpool now in the game against Fulham? In the game against Crystal Palace, some of the questions were answered when Darwin Núñez was sent off, where Luis Diaz just became the crazy man and the man who became the man of the match in the game. The way he was able to move with the ball from his side, getting in. Remember, like I was telling you, they were focusing morely on marking on the Salah side. So it means when Diaz started to come in and try to produce something, they were really not expecting it, and that led into the goals that we scored. So it became more of a strength for us that the Diaz side started to be used. So when the team was now trying to balance between the Diaz and the Salah side, it became so open for us. So it looks like there are things that are being worked on in the dressing room to actually allow Diaz now to be comfortable with the ball, to actually become the main man who replaces the departed Sadio Mane and become the man who helps out to link up and also become the threat that the players can also try to focus on while they're trying to stop Salah as well. Now, how does the Darwin Núñez factor plays into this? Now, Darwin Núñez is coming in and becoming the gunman, the Haaland to Manchester City, the Luis Suarez to Liverpool, and the Fernando Torres in the past years, who is now coming in. So it means now, when we are going forward, it gives an option to the midfield to at least try to create balls also in the mid by passing it on. We are no longer using the false 9 persona of Roberto Firmino. Now we have somebody we trust that when we give the balls, he is able to produce the goals. Yes, we saw that in the first half, Liverpool against Crystal Palace, they were trying to do the long balls, which ended up costing us, because Crystal Palace is tall defenders, so it became easy for them to deal with those threats. But when in the second half they started to try to create spaces and passing the balls into the space, if he had gotten 3 or 4 of those chances, trust me, he was going to turn one into a goal, Darwin Núñez. But Crystal Palace, it was more of a threat, and they bullied him and they played mind games with him, which ended up leading into his red card. So that was how that was killed. But I'm 100% sure if more of this continues, if they continue to get to understand him and they understand how they can create from him from the midfield, players like Naby Keita, Thiago Alcantara are going to have a blast, because now it means we are now attacking with all the 3 sides, because the Luis Diaz side is acting up, is now becoming active. The Salah side, we already know what comes from that, and now we have also the forward side where Darwin Núñez will be doing his work. So I'm telling you, as much as we have had a terrible start because we are not yet gelling and also moving forward, Liverpool are going to become good, and Liverpool are going to be a threat. And like I told the world, don't try to read Darwin Núñez to Sadio Mane, because it was a different form, and now we are playing different tactics to the Liverpool style that we are now trying to include now as the season is going on. So one thing I want to know from you guys, what are you expecting from the new Liverpool strikers, and how many goals can they score, and what can we do in the season? Can we bounce back, or the title season is over? Well, I'll answer that question after the 4 games has been played, so just stay tuned on that. But do me a favor, click the like button, subscribe to the Connect, and let me know what you're expecting from Liverpool's new front three, and what you expect after Darwin Núñez comes back from the loan. From him, he's being suspended for now. When he comes back, what's gonna happen, and how will Klopp work on him to get him ready for what they are preparing for the next coming season? And also, don't forget, we still have Diogo Jota, who has been injured for some time now. Is coming back. It's gonna be an interesting season. I can't wait. Click the like button, subscribe to the Connect. I'm out. Peace.
Beats the goalkeeper. You're just lost for words. He is just